these cages sort of brought around with regards to talking to the people in them. In any event, this really, I think, got to the Supreme Court justices. Because the idea of somebody naked, urinating and defecating on themselves for weeks on end while they wait to get treatment, and then California was saying, well, give us more time to work on the problem. It was one of the things that clearly got to members of the Supreme Court on this. And I think one of the most important things about this case is that in the extremity of the pain and suffering that it reveals, it in a way forces all of us, including Supreme Court justices, to consider the humanity of prisoners. Let me read you another quote dealing with the issue of physical illness from the Supreme Court's decision. A correctional officer testified that in one prison, up to 50 sick inmates may be held together in a 12 by 20 foot cage for up to 5 hours awaiting treatment. The number of staff is inadequate, and prisoners face significant delays in access to care. A prisoner with severe abdominal pain died after a 5-week delay in referral to a specialist. A prisoner with constant and extreme chest pain died after an 8-hour delay in evaluation by a doctor. And a prisoner died of testicular cancer after a failure of MDs to work up for cancer in a young man with 17 months of testicular pain. So he went through 17 months without being treated and eventually then died of testicular cancer. Now, one has to ask the question out loud, and I apologize for doing so, because surely many Californians are asking this question, and some of you may find this question asked to you when you go home and talk about this case to folks where you come from. And let's name this question, and I may have to end here for today, but we can come back to it next time. Do they deserve it? Now, assume for a moment that most of the people in prison are there for really serious crimes. Now, that actually isn't true. I mean, a lot of them are there for parole violations, relatively minor crimes. But picture in your own mind whoever you think deserves to be in prison. I mean, rapists, killers, kidnappers, people who abuse children. Imagine that they are the people in prison. Do they deserve this? Would you feel okay signing off on this as a form of punishment? Because sometimes Americans, often snickeringly to themselves, but sometimes out loud, do say things like, prison rape serves right. The people who ended up in prison is it'll really punish them, show them what it's like to be violated and demeaned, etc. I don't know if anyone would say, that 22-year-old deserved to die of testicular cancer, untreated pain of testicular cancer for 17. I've never heard somebody say that, but I imagine some people could think that. So I think it's a very important question to ask yourself and make sure that you feel like you have a good answer to it. Is that an acceptable form of punishment? Would you, as a citizen of California, be prepared to sort of sign off on that as representative of you? Because after all, this is what the law represents, our collective judgments that folks are serving time for. Now, I want to have time to end. I'm early enough to introduce my GSIs and also give them a chance to take attendance. It's very important because we do have some people on the wait list. For those of you who want to stay in this course, to make sure that we get your name for the next couple of weeks. If you're going to be away and you cannot make class, it's unavoidable, please let us know. Don't go yet because I'm going to ask you to stay here for a moment. So I'm going to sort of end this lecture here. I'm not done yet, so I'm going to have to continue it next week. You'll find that this is not uncommon. On my syllabus, every lecture is labeled 1 through 28. My intent every day is to get one lecture done in that day. Sometimes, as in this case, it will segue into the next one. Nonetheless, please go ahead and do the reading for number 2. Those of you at home podcasting this can now switch off and start working out a little bit harder.